Shalawama, Shalawama, Islam to all the Moors. I'm DrYasapa. Okay, so we're going to begin the first series of videos on Taurus. Give me 1 second. Let me check to make sure our connection is okay. Islam to all right. I'm DrYasapa. Okay, so we're going to begin. All right, y'all. I had a hard time. I had a hard time getting connected. Okay. Very difficult. I'm tired now. Long day for me, but be that as it may, we are back to it. We are back to it. This is the book that we will be dealing with today. This book is called The Gospels and the Zodiac by Reverend Bill Darrell-El. All right. The link to the free PDF is in the description area of the video. So you don't need me to learn this. I've given you the book. Page 71. Oh, wait a minute. Let me raise this up so y'all can see it. Here it is. Page 71. Check to make sure okay, page 71. Now there's a delay, y'all. There's a delay. Looks like it's about 30 seconds or so. So it takes me a minute to see where I'm positioning things on the screen. So be patient, all right? Be patient. So here's your book. The link to the free PDF is in the description area of the video. So let's get into Taurus, page 71. I want y'all to take a good look at the image of Taurus. Take a good look at the image of Taurus, study it. You'll see that Taurus is the bull. Taurus is also the golden calf that the House of Yasharala, the children of Yasharala, made when they were leaving Egypt in that story. All right, why? Because at that time, the zodiacal age was Taurus, and the Egyptians were master astrologers. Now that's no hocus pocus, newspaper garbage. It's the science, right? The observation, study, and recording, and the describing or the description of natural phenomena, all right, of natural phenomena and how they affect man and woman's life and how we harmonize ourselves with nature, all right, using the stars, the zodiac as a guide. Clear? All right. So get your mind out of the gutter if you're thinking witchcraft and all of this other garbage, all right? You've been had. Let me repeat it. You've been had by your religious leaders, okay? You've been had. You've been detached from nature, all right? And there's really no other way I can say it than that, other than you've been had. You've been tricked, okay? You've been detached from nature so that you could be put in a paradigm, a mindset that is unnatural, outside of reality, meaning that is abstract, okay? You're in the world of the dead. That means you are in the New Testament. This is maritime law, the law of the maritime admiralty law, the law of the sea, which is the law of the dead, which is the Dogon. All right, long story. Y'all go back and watch all of that content to get the information. You can start with the beginning of the works I've done here, also other videos that I've done on Dogon. The fact of the matter is that the New Testament is the worship of the Dogon. All right. The law of the sea brought on the land. All right. So you'll notice in the picture of Taurus, this appears to be a sun. Take a look at that. It's a circle within a circle. It appears to be a sun. The lines going down, these are the sun rays. Now you should be able to see a pyramid with the sun as the chief cornerstone of that pyramid. You don't see it, go look at the community post. I put these images in the community post. You'll see the sun shining through the clouds, and it takes the form of a pyramid. All right, takes the form of the pyramid. JC, the Christ figure, is the chief cornerstone. All right, the chief cornerstone. Now, interesting enough about this picture, there is no separation of the sun from the pyramid. Do y'all see that? There's no separation. There's no cloud between it. There's no space between it. So, for example, the pyramid on the back of a US dollar, the capstone is separated from the pyramid. What that means is that man has failed to achieve the highest level of spiritual and intellectual development. Now, you should know that spiritual isn't some stuff that you heard in Christianity. Spiritual is the art of breathing, therefore it is the art of living. It is the art of breathing, the art of living, the art of living well. Health and wellness. Okay, health and wellness, that's what it is. And then, of course, becoming intellectual, a master of all the sciences, law, linguistics, architecture, mathematics, medicine, engineering, etc., etc., etc. Okay, masters of commerce, masters of commerce, masters of all of the natural sciences, etc., etc., etc. All right. So here you see in Taurus, there's no separation. So in this instance, is man, I'm asking the question to y'all, is this image telling us that in Taurus, man achieves his full or can or has achieved his full intellectual and spiritual capacity or capability? Is that what this image is saying? Well, I don't know. I'm just bringing it to your attention. It could be, or it could be the artist who made this just drew it, not realizing what he had drawn. But that would be unlikely, right, y'all? That would be unlikely. But I hope you do see the pyramid. The sun is the capstone, and the light rays form the shape of a pyramid. All right, let's continue. I wish this was color so I could see more of the details in the picture. But be that as it may, let's get into it. All right. Like and share the video. Let people know that we are live, okay? So here we go. Page 71. The best of us still have our aspirations for the supreme goals of life. Okay, so here we are. We're getting into that topic, right? The best of us still have our aspirations for the supreme goals of life, which is so often mocked by prosperous people who now control the world. So in other words, you've got these grand goals, right? And the people who are in control mock you, right? We still believe that the world has a deeper meaning than what is apparent. So we still believe that your life has a purpose. There's a reason for you to be here, and that there's something for you to do. Now, you have been told that you need to figure out your purpose in life. And I'm here to tell you that that is not correct. You don't need to figure out your purpose. You need to make a decision of what your purpose is going to be for the next 30 seconds, the next 1 minute, the next 5 minutes, the next 5 days, the next 10 days, the next 3 months, etc. You need to make a decision and act on it. And act on it. So not just physical action, action of the mind, feeling the successful outcome, expecting the successful outcome. And then lastly, the massive action to demonstrate that you expect a positive outcome. Y'all got it? Most people are going to start in doubt and disbelief, and they have to work themselves up to belief in oneself. Why? Because that has been taken away from you through religion. Since birth, you've been taught that you need an external deity and that you're a sinner, that you are no good. You cannot achieve perfection. You've been taught that. We've all been taught that. So now at this point that you're waking up, you want to get out of this woe is me paradigm, mindset. You're tired of failing. You're tired of hurting. You're tired of seeing other people crooks and criminals, dishonest people, liars, steal their way, deceive their way to the top. You're tired of it, so you join them. You may be one of those deceivers and liars, Decepticons, who hurt other people to get what you want. You may be exactly that person, that lower self, man or woman. That might be just who you are. And if you're feeling offended, that means you are. But it's not all lost. It's not all lost. You can turn it around. You can move out of the darkness into the glorious light. All with the change of your mind, your self-image, your self-image. That's right. See yourself in the most grand and glorious, generous way possible in every situation. See yourself achieving the most grand and glorious outcome and helping and healing people as you go. Okay, that's the place to start with your image. But you've got to overcome this concept or this idea that you've been hypnotized with, that you're a sinner, that you're bad, that you need a savior, when the truth is, and this is what you must accept, the truth is that you are a creative power. You're the captain of your own ship. That's right. You are connotatively the God of your own life. It is you who creates the conditions and the circumstances that either put you on your back with your face in the mud or lift you off the ground so that it appears to others that you float and that everything you touch turns to gold. This is what happens when you begin to see yourself as quote unquote God. Psalms 82:6. And even you good Christians and you Christian Hebrew Israelites, your own Your own JC, the Christ figure, said the same thing. Now I'm here to help you dehypnotize yourself. Get out of the matrix. Get out of Dogon worship. Get out of the darkness. The wintry months of December, January, and February. All right, I'm helping you to get out of that mindset. And so here we are in Taurus. And if you want to take this ride with me, if you want to get up off your back and dust yourself off and take a long, hot shower, clean up your mind, clean up your self-image, step out of this Black African-American Negro brand stereotype self-image paradigm that is causing you to fail and to be excheated and returned. Why? Because you're New Testament. You're under the control and influence of the Dogon through your pastor, who's hitting you with incantations. Incantation, one incantation after the other, another incantation in the form of prayers for you that he's got you involved in. Join the prayer, go to the prayer group, prayer call. The incantations, as I said, take the form of prayers, songs, etc., etc., etc. Transport you from reality back into the mythological New Testament mindset, where you have no power and you are a worm. You need to be saved. And you need that pastor to educate you and help you and advise you. All the while he turns around or she turns around in the privacy of her own church and performs the ritual to keep him or her in total power and control over you. Yes, they do a ritual and you don't know about it. And they ain't gonna tell you about it because it's not in their interest. They don't want to do good to you. These are selfish people who smile at you, laugh and tell you how much they care about. Go to your children's events. Why? Because for them, it is a mind game. See, they value their effectiveness, their self-worth on how well they deceive you, how much you believe in them. And that's manifested in what? Their access to your wife, their access to your daughter, their access to your son, and their access to your wallet. All right? So if y'all want to take this journey with me, you want to return to nature, return to the Most High by following the Most High's commandments, which are natural law, then you stay with me. And let's continue. We still believe that the world has a deeper meaning than what is apparent. Everything is messed up around you. You keep trying, or maybe even you gave up. But you know that there's gotta be something better. And then you meet a Hebrew Israelite and they break down to you Deuteronomy 28. They got you. They got you into Hebrew Israelitism. You just stepped out of Christianity or Islam and you jumped into a hotter pot of SHIT known as Hebrew Israelitism. They got you serving the same deity, only with a different name. They got you on a wild goose chase by trying to figure out what this deity's name really is. Foul pointing. Is it pronounced this way and that way? And you argue and debate. They got you. That's where they want you. You are confused. That's right. The arguing and the debating is evidence that you are confused. And when you are confused, you are easily misled. Why? You're confused and you need help. So who are you going to get help from? Of course, you're going to go to your religious leader. Why? Because you're confused. You don't know which way to go. So he's going to tell you what to read, what not to read, who to talk to, who not to talk to. And unbeknownst to you, you getting played like a cheap guitar. Out of key and out of tune. We still believe that the world has a deeper meaning than what is apparent. You keep failing, you keep struggling. There's got to be more to life. I'm tired of working, I'm tired of suffering. I want to have it easy. And that therein, the human, now you know, human, you need to get rid of that. That is hybrid. Human is a monster. That's Han Human. Han Uman. The half man, half monkey deity. Google search it. And therein, the human soul finds its ultimate harmony and peace. Did y'all get that? Did y'all get that? This is very problematic, and this is most likely your biggest problem. I'm gonna read it again, and I'm gonna ask you again, did you get it? Focus and pay attention. Perhaps you lost the ability already to think. Perhaps you're blinded. There's a veil over your eye because of your religious convictions. Not only that, because you're confused. You're trying to figure out doctrine. Listen, we still believe. We still believe that the world has a deeper meaning than what is apparent. If God made the world and God is good, he's all good and he's perfect and he's all loving, but the world is in such bad shape. My life is horrible. There's got to be more to life than this. Why would a loving God allow his creation to suffer so much? Why does God allow suffering? We still believe that the world has a deeper meaning than what is apparent, than what we see, than what we experience in our life. Who gave you that belief? That's the question. Who gave you that belief? Who gave you the belief that there is a different meaning, or a deeper meaning rather? That there is a deeper meaning in life, and you're not getting it. Where did you get that from? Where did you get that idea from? And that therein, so it is in this belief that there's a deeper meaning in life, and you're not getting it. You're not experiencing it. You only what? You only believe it. And that therein, the human soul, now you know we don't have a soul. The Catholic Church came up with the soul from the Latin S-O-L, soul, which is the sun in the sky, the disk in the sky, which is the S-U-N. And in German, Dutch, perhaps another one, it's spelled S-O-N. The sun provides energy which heats the planet and the atmosphere. That heat energy, and whatever form it may take, keeps us all from freezing. It enables the environment, the temperature, the weather patterns, the rain. It enables all of these things to happen in such a way where life can reproduce itself, where metabolism can take place of all life forms. Yes, all life forms, metabolism, okay? This is what the sun allows to take place externally. Now, internally, our bodies appear to have an energy source. Let's say a battery that produces the heat energy that keeps our skin warm, that allows us to animate, which is to walk, talk, remember, right? This energy that allows us to do all of these complicated biochemical reactions required for short-term memory, for long-term memory, for your heart to beat, for a woman to have her menstruation, for your lungs to breathe, for your breathing rate, for your heart rate, all of these things, for digestion, for you to grow and have teeth and maintain them. Everything in your body requires energy. And some people call that a sun inside of you that allows you to what? Illuminate and radiate your energy out into the world. All right. Some of y'all might think of some of those images where they show the body heat and you see the energy radiating off of people. Well, the Catholic Church took that concept, that reality, and threw a U after the O in S-O-L, S-O-U-L, and they said it's a soul which lives on after death and that can burn in hell if you don't do everything that JC the Christ figure says. And by the way, the Pope is the representative of Christ on earth. Therefore, you need to do what the Pope says. And his minions and his corporate nation states and his religious leaders and all of the religions that the Catholic Church has created. You need to do what they say. Otherwise, you're going to burn in hell. All right. But you can pay. I mean, don't get it wrong. If you got some money, you pay your way out. The Pope will be happy with you. And because the Pope is happy with you, JC, the Christ figure, is going to be very happy with you. I don't know what's wrong with this deity y'all serve, but this deity is perfect except for when it comes to money. Why he can't handle money? What is he doing with all his money that you got to keep giving? Y'all explain, put that in the chat for me, y'all. This deity who y'all serve in Christianity. He's so good, all-knowing. Why he can't handle money? Why everyone in his organizations, let me not say everyone, many, let me rephrase that. Why is it that the Christians are the most violent and warlike? Why have they killed and maimed and destroyed more people and more civilizations than any other religion? And you Muslims ain't far behind. Why is it? All right, now, you Hebrew Israelites and you non-Catholic Christians, don't say that the Catholic Church is evil and the devil had them do it. and the devil had like mirrored the Christ figure and all of that garbage. No, wake up. Christianity is Christianity is Dogon worship. Look at it from a law point of view. Who created these organizations? Stop being played with these fanciful stories that these religions tell you. They're all Catholicism. McDonald's sells burgers, so does Burger King, so does Wendy's. They're all burger joints. They all sell French fries, but the French fries look different. They have different doctrines, but it's still a Christian doctrine. Y'all like and share the video. Like and share the video. I'm asking you to like and share the video right now. I'm doing it myself. I want y'all to do it too. Share it to your Facebook, your Instagram, your whatever you got, LinkedIn, Twitter. Share this video out right now, please. Get more people here. Get this message out. See, y'all don't know what's happening. You are, by being here, you are experiencing the return to the Most High at its true, authentic level. I ain't asking nothing for you. You don't have to join anything. I'm giving it to you like it is. And by being here, you get to break away, not just out of Christianity and all Abrahamic religions, not as a renegade, but as an intelligent man or woman who has come to learn that the New Testament is straight up astrotheology. And that much of the Jeremiah 8:8 occurrences in the Old Testament is also astrotheology. Okay? This is why you need to get behind me and support this project to write the book of the law in Ibaryath, in ancient Ibaryath, and in English, so that you can see what it says, so that you can see the natural law principles, so that you can see the escheat, the bills of attainder, etc., 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 as it is, and get out of this religious mindset. Y'all don't realize how religified y'all are. Even you Moors. Many of you are religified. And you can tell a religified person by their character. Let me say that again. One of the easiest ways to identify a religified person is through their character, because the New Testament promotes immoral, antisocial behavior. Go back into the devil's pulpit. The author, the Reverend Robert Taylor, makes that very clear by giving you scriptures in the New Testament that show you that. Also, I've done the videos on it. Go back and read the PDF yourself. Also, look at the recent videos that I've done. All right? It's there. Only you didn't get it. And as long as you are religified, you still won't get it until you start to wake up. Huh? Like and share the video. Like and share the video. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe I'm offending. I might be offending some of y'all because I see some people left. But if you're offended, go. This ain't for you. All right. This is not for you if you are offended. Let me tell you, natural law is like oil. And New Testament abstract is like water. That's right. We're dealing with the living in nature and the dead in the New Testament. They have absolutely nothing to do with each other. You cannot talk to the two. How you gonna talk to a dead person when you're alive? Huh? How you gonna turn on a bright light on a person who's asleep? Don't know nothing, ain't ever wanted to know nothing. And you come bring all of this natural law. You start to pull nature itself out of scripture. You start to explain their situation from the point of view of natural law and constitutional law. Right there in the Bible, right there in the book of the law. Most people cannot handle it. I'm here to tell you. Let's continue. My point is this, the key word here, let me get back to it. Sorry, y'all, I keep getting off track. The key word here, we still believe that the world has a deeper meaning than what is apparent, and that therein the human soul finds its ultimate harmony and peace. You find your ultimate harmony and peace in belief? Is this what the author is telling us? Well, you got to be a fool. We still believe that the world has a deeper meaning. You know what we would call that in psychiatry? That we say you're not dealing with reality well. Okay, you're poor. You're suffering. You do the same thing every day, but yet you believe your situation is going to change. Well, you're crazy. Ain't nothing going to change because you haven't changed. Your behavior won't change consistently until you change. Let me restate that, until one, you make a firm decision to change. After you make that firm decision to change, then you begin to work on your self-image. See yourself as the person you want to be, a higher self person, a person who's thinking and operating out of the higher self. The illuminated mind produces the higher self behavior, right? And that dirty dark mind produces that devilish prince of the darkness, wicked, deceptive, shameful behavior. So the problem is belief. Don't sit here and believe that there's a deeper meaning in the world. When you're suffering, go out and make the meaning that you want. This is your Godship. Go out and make it. Do it. Don't sit here and believe that there's a deeper meaning. Go out, create it. In your process of creating, you might find the world that you want. But you must begin to act like the power. You must begin to act honorably as a noble man or woman. Act as though you are majestic because you are. Act as though you are the light because you are. Be the light. In every circumstance, what would the light do? What would a man or woman who has reached the highest level of intellectual capability across all sciences, what would he or she do in this situation? What would that same man or woman who has not only reached the highest level of the mastery of all the sciences, but who's also mastered the art of breathing, the art of living, what would he or she do in this situation? And then you do that. Be the God, connotatively speaking. Be the chief cornerstone. You'll either be the chief cornerstone, or you'll be the prince of darkness, or you'll be somewhere in the middle. Unless and until you make a decision as to who you want to be. What life do you want to have? What material things do you want in your life? What kind of people do you want in your life? How long do you want to live? How healthy do you want to be? How rigorous and vigorous in vitality do you want to be? You must make that decision and act now, not tomorrow. Act now, not 5 minutes from now. Act now, not next week. Act now, not 30 days from now. Act now. Write out your plan, your action steps. Execute, execute, execute. Check it out. See if it's working or not. Take your power back. You don't need JC. You don't need any deity. Psalms 82:6. That is you. That is your obligation to yourself and to your youngins and to your kin. And when you bump into that family member who's jealous of you, who hates you, and secretly wants to destroy you while smiling in your face and doing something to help you, to deceive you, so that they can get an opportunity to stab you in the back or turn other people against you or sabotage you, when you come to see that person who might be your father, might be your mother, might be your sister or your brother, you will see them and you'll go the other effing way and stay the hell away from them. Why? Because your responsibility is first to yourself, then to your kin. Like they say, when every time you ride a plane, okay, if there's a problem and the oxygen mask fall down, put the oxygen mask on yourself first before you try to help your youngin, your seed. Why? Because if you're not okay, you can't help them, right? Whatever help you try to do, you get the mask on them and now you pass out. Okay, so they got the mask on, but they don't have you. So your first duty is to yourself. You have a right to self-defense, self-preservation. You have a right to the pursuit of property. And don't let nobody take that from you by telling you to go beg a deity for it. We still know, so the problem is belief. Get out of belief, get into knowing and doing. We still know that only in a spiritual wealth, see here's the narrative transportation. Only in a spiritual wealth. That don't exist, y'all. This is some Christian BS. Who needs a relationship with a deity who's already keeping you busted, broke, and poor? But yet you're going to boast about some spiritual relationship with some deity, spiritual wealth, because you're comfortable in your poverty? This is what it's saying. You're comfortable, you've accepted suffering. Why? Because Christ suffered and you need to follow his example. So you suffer too, while the hybrids walk away with the treasure. While the hybrids walk away with your woman, with your land, with your gold and your oil. You're sitting there bummy and dirty, happy, accepting of your bill of attainder, owning nothing, but you're happy. See, this is the foolishness of Christianity that you've been taught, suckered into from birth. We still know that only in a spiritual wealth the civilization attain its end, not in a prolific production of materials. Well, I'm gonna tell you, get the F out. You start telling me I need to be happy with nothing, although the world is full of gold, diamonds, silver, titanium, copper, iron, what else, y'all? Rubies, stuff you can make airplanes with, cell phones with, electricity. We got all of these resources and riches. And I'm supposed to sit back and say, well, you know what? I got these spiritual gifts and I'm happy. I'm living like a bum, a Hebrew Israelite hobo, a Christian hobo. Ain't nothing happening. The woman don't respect you. Your mama don't respect you. She don't want nothing to do with you because you ain't got nothing. But your Christianity says, be happy in your adversity. Carry your cross because Christ carried his cross. Y'all see how perverted and sick this is when you start looking at it? Oh, the number of people viewing keeps going down. I must be doing something right. Darrell-El writes, buying mansions. Islam and Shalom with Darrell-El. Hey, I just want to say to you, thank you so much for sharing all that wisdom and knowledge and resources that you got. It makes the videos richer. And y'all who see Darrell-El's comments, y'all be sure to follow up with whatever he puts out there, because all of his stuff that I know about him is good. All right, so I just want to say thank you and shalom. All right, let's continue, y'all. I'm telling y'all, go out and pursue material things. They're yours. Your Genesis chapter. Well, repeat that. Let me say it again. If you are a Genesis chapter 2 more, you are the rightful heir to all land, all energy, all resources, whatever form it takes on the planet. You're the rightful heir. It's been escheated from you, and they're hitting you with bills of attainder so that you can't get it back, and so that you are constantly under a state of duress and distress and poverty. It's yours, take it back. Don't let someone tell you that you need to be happy with the spiritual gifts. Let me tell you, the spiritual gifts, tangibles, you'll find them in Deuteronomy chapter 28. It's land, commerce, health, agriculture, and peace. And peace. All right. Hence we say shalom. For those of you who are educated, you understand that shalom encapsulates rather everything I just said. All right. Tangibles. paying back debts, taking your stuff back. Don't tell me I need to be happy with some spiritual gifts and you got my stuff. You got to come up off of it. You be happy with those spiritual gifts, knowing you did right in Christ's eyes by getting up off my property. And we ain't got to go through no tussling for me to give it back, right? Because you're spiritual. So you know it's wrong, you know it's mine, you know it ain't yours. You hybrids know you can't inherit. And you Christians, Moors included, who have abandoned the principles of your ancient foremothers and forefathers, you refuse to follow natural law. You refuse, that is to say, you refuse to follow the Most High's instructions. You are civilly dead. You are civilly dead. And your property. All right, and your property. So go away from here. We still know that the only, let me repeat that, we still know that only in a spiritual wealth, that is so ridiculous to me. That is so, y'all, you know, in the New Testament, you give up tangibles, the earth and all of its resources, the gold, everything. Deuteronomy 28, all of that tangible wealth, you give it up for spiritual nothings, for feelings and emotions in the New Testament. If y'all ever come out of, if y'all ever wake up, if you can ever return to nature, if you ever can start to follow the Most High's commandments, that this is natural law, you become a man or a woman who is living. Not only are you living, but you are in harmony, harmonious vibration with the earth and with the universe. Your paradigm now is nature, the law of nature. You look back at this Christian mindset and you'll see that it is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. You've been had, my friend, you've been had. We still know that only in spiritual wealth does civilization attain its end. Well, I don't care about civilization. I don't care about the nation states. Let me say it again. I don't care about the nation states. I care about my empire. Now, some of y'all saying, what empire? I'm saying the Al-Moroccan Empire, Al-Aqsa. We are memorialized in law. 1836 Treaty of Peace and Friendship, the Constitution for the United States of North America, the organic Constitution, y'all. All right, and all the documents that preceded it, and the book of the law. Not only the book of the law can you use, because our ancestors are also the ones who did what? They wrote the original Gospels, the Coptic Egyptians, the ancient Coptic Egyptians. Okay, they also wrote the Gospels. Okay, and they're also the ones who penned all of the letters of the New Testament. Now, were they modified and edited by the Visigoths? But they were also modified and edited by our ancestors. All right. Basis of the Judeo-Christian legal or law system is ours. It's still ours. So you got to be a damn fool to reject being a Genesis chapter 2 Moor, and you've got to be a damn fool to learn all of this and still stick to that New Testament and worship the Christ figure and worship the Tetragrammaton, you got to be a fool. Now, I say fool because you don't know who you are. Let me repeat it. You don't know who you are. We are the creators of civilization. Our civilization is based upon nature and living in harmony with nature, not on exploitation, not on corporate exploitation, which is the New Testament. Go back to Capricorn, which is Christianity, which are the nation states that are owned by the Catholic Church. Darrell-El writes, you give or they take it. Emperor Constantine created the playbook. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So I think I'm making some people angry because of the viewers went down, but that's okay. As they say these days, you're going to get this work. You're going to get this work. All right. Accept that all of this material wealth and abundance is yours. Don't turn your back on it. It's disrespectful to your ancestors to turn your back on all of this wealth. Accept, well, first, find out who you are. Take the time to find out who you are. If you're Genesis chapter 2, you're a more, regardless of the houses, let me repeat that, regardless of the houses, regardless of the families that you come from, you are still the rightful heir. I wish I could say something to y'all about this division of the houses, but I should not say it. But let me just say this, y'all getting played. All right? Accept that wealth. Take it. The money is on the table. Don't walk away from money on the table. Don't leave the wealth on the table because you're scared. And don't expect for your preacher, pastor, rabbi, Moshe, Moreh, all of these people, don't expect them to be happy or give you straight up answers because they won't. All right. So we still know that only in a spiritual wealth does civilization attain its end, not in a prolific production of materials, and not in the competition of intemperate power with power. Okay, so isn't that very hypocritical, right? See, you need to sit back and feel good. Find a way to enjoy your poverty and your sadness. And let other people compete for the wealth. Let other people compete for the power. But you Christians sit on the sideline. Sit on the sideline and don't get in this game. Because if you get in this game of chasing what's rightfully yours, you might become competitive and take it from them or make it harder. You might realize that you've been played, bamboozled, hoodwinked. You just might return to nature and return to the Most High, which is going to flip the script, put those punishments and suffering on them. Taurus and Venus. A poll among BC, let me repeat that, a poll among BBC Radio 4 listeners in the summer of 2005 found that Britain's favorite philosopher was Karl Marx. The runner-up was David Hume. And in third place was Ludwig Wittgenstein. Immanuel Kant was sixth. All of these were born under the sign of Taurus. Now, y'all know that, as I've said before, take this with a grain of salt, what sign you're born under. using, and I'm not saying this is correct, I'm just looking at it from a modern science point of view. You'd have to have a large population of people who are born under the sign of Taurus. Do you do a statistical analysis to see if this stuff is significant, meaning to say if there's really anything to this? So take it with a grain of salt, right? You just can't say that, you know, the six favorite philosophers were born under the sign of Taurus. I mean, for somebody who's not educated or who doesn't know anything about statistics, rather, they'll fall for that. But for someone who knows something about statistics, you say, well, wait a minute, we need to look at a huge population, right? And see who all of these people who are born under Taurus, and let's see if this stuff holds water. But that's not what has been done. Could it have been done? Of course it could have been done. Let's read. In fact, since no one knows the birthdays of Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, and Saint Aquinas, only 2 of the top 10, Karl Marx is a Leo, and Friedrich Nietzsche is a Libra, were certainly not born under Taurus. Now, what's the other problem with this? What's the other problem with what the author is saying? There could have been a whole slew, and there probably are a whole slew of prominent philosophers who were better than these guys mentioned, but the elite didn't tell you about them, right? You don't know about them. So I'm supposed to believe that these elite who present these philosophers to us, I'm supposed to believe that these are the only ones? Or is it more intelligent to believe that these are the philosophers who they want you to know about because their ideology and philosophy suits or matches well with the achievement of the elite's goals and purposes? I'm not a fool. So we have a footnote. It reads, Karl Marx, May 5th, 1818. David Hume, April 26th, 1711. Ludwig Wittgenstein, April 26th, 1899. Now, what's the problem here, y'all? These are 1800s. This doesn't mean anything. So what? 1800s. This is not, I mean, how many thousands of years, how many people, and across how many thousands or tens of thousands of years will we need to do a statistical analysis to see if this is true, right? So I take this with a grain of salt, or even a half a grain of salt. I'm not going to read. Okay, so the first 2 sentences he gives all of these famous philosophers, their names and their birthdays. Okay, I'm not going to read that. Y'all read it yourself on page 72. It's not worth my time. About halfway down, or almost halfway down, we see Thomas Aquinas was called the dumb ox by his student peers. And this almost certainly indicates Taurus. See, that's also ridiculous to me. Okay, May, which is Taurus, birthdays have been suggested for both Socrates and Plato. Okay, so what? It says, see David Perkins. We have a quote, Socrates, the man, his ideas, and his horoscope, end quote, at Matrix Software Articles. We have a web address. Then it says, Perkins says that Socrates' birth was recorded as being May 20th, 466 BC at 12 noon in Athens, Greece. The Ancients Classical History site says that Plato was born around 21 May 427 BC. I don't know the source of either of these conjectures. Now, what's another possibility? The other possibility is that the people who are responsible for bringing these philosophers forth gave them birthdays that are Taurus. Y'all got that? They could have made these birthdays up, okay, to push a doctrine or to push a story. Y'all got it? So we're going to put all of them with birthdays in Taurus. Y'all see what I'm saying? Mama didn't raise no fools. That's for damn sure. All right, top of page 72. This says a remarkable statistic. No, it's not. Y'all see that statistic? Yeah, there's no statistics in that at all. But he just played with your mind by giving you birthdays, names, and dates. With some conjecture, and then he calls it a remarkable statistics. It is not a statistic at all. This is a remarkable statistic, which it is not. He just played with your mind. He tried to take you someplace. He tried to take you to the place where you are looking at science in your imagination. But I hope what I said stopped you from letting him access your imagination and transporting you into a belief that this is science. Hence, control over what you believe and what you think. And the conclusions that you reached. Y'all see that? If you would have accepted this for science, your thoughts, beliefs, and actions would be very different than if you look at this as being nothing but a bunch of stuff somebody threw together, right? Look at it suspiciously, then it's not going to move you. It's not going to take you to that place in your imagination where they get one step closer to owning your brain. That's called brainwashing. This is an example of what? Magic. Magic. Magic through words. And although it may be dismissed as coincidental by mathematicians, it should come as no surprise to students of astrology. That's not true. That's not true. No. This is a bunch of BS to anybody who's paying attention to what they're reading and who has some knowledge about statistics. You don't have to know all about statistics. You just need to know something or something. Taurus is the sign which symbolizes our relationship with the material universe. Well, there you go, guys. There you go. Let's go back to the picture. The author just said it. Our relationship with the physical universe. Hence you see the sun and its rays in the formation of a pyramid. The sun is attached to the pyramid. Therefore, the chief cornerstone or the chief capstone, whatever you want to say, is attached to the pyramid. So therefore, in Taurus, man, the idealized man, has or can reach his or her highest level of intellectual and spiritual ability. All right, I hope you all see that. It says here, Taurus is the sign which symbolizes our relationship with the material world. So either you are a master of natural law or you're not. I hope, let me see y'all. I want to demonstrate something. Either you are a master of natural law or you're not. Either you're living in harmony with nature or you're not. Let me show you what I mean. You've mastered all of the sciences, okay? You've mastered the art of living. Here is your intellectual and spiritual maximum, so to speak, okay? This is your city consciousness, Christ consciousness. This is the Christ. This is the higher self. And here you are, you don't know anything about nature, right? You're wrapped up in the New Testament. You're wrapped up in religion, okay? You don't know, you don't have a clue. You're New Testament, civilly dead, living outside and out of harmony with natural law, expecting your church and the government to do something for you instead of doing it yourself. You are a slave, you are a worm, you're anything but the power, quote unquote. You're anything but Psalms 82, the God, all right? So your relationship with the material universe, okay? Where are you? Where are you on the spectrum? This is the lower self, ignorant, trifling, devilish, wicked bastard. All right? Satan, Hashatan, whatever you want to call it. You behaving like that, lower self behavior to the extreme. Taurus is the sign which symbolizes our relationship with the material universe. Where are you? How much do you know? Do you vibrate? Do you vibrate totally with it? See? See here? So the sun, the chief cornerstone here, is attached to the pyramid. Y'all got that? Over here, the chief cornerstone is not attached to the pyramid. Man has not, or this man or woman has not achieved the highest level of intellectual and spiritual attainment. I hope y'all see it. Okay, so that's that image explained. All right, so Taurus is a sign which symbolizes our relationship with the material universe. And so its sons, S-O-N-S, and daughters should have a particular interest in attempting to define the nature of that relationship. What is your relationship to the universe, to the material universe? You should know, if you're Genesis chapter 2, Moors, you should know that you are the rightful heirs, the legitimate owners and beneficiaries of all land, resources, and energies, not only on the planet, but in the physical universe. It's yours. To the exclusion of the hybrid troglodyte nigger Paleolithic caveman, who classifies itself as white, okay? Now, but y'all don't forget, it's some of y'all who would be classified as black who are also hybrids, right? All right, Taurus is the sign which symbolizes our relationship with the material universe. And so its sons and daughters should have a particular interest in attempting to define, am I Genesis chapter 1 or am I Genesis chapter 2? To define, am I a Moor or am I some of this other wild stuff y'all keep arguing about over the internet? A tribe, a color, and so its sons and daughters should have a particular interest, man, know thyself, and attempting to define, that is to discover in law. That's your nationality. Nationality involves status, your government, who's governing you, yourself or somebody else, and your ability to inherit or to what? Pass on an inheritance, which on one level at least is the function of philosophy. And I'm here to tell you that no, it is not the function of philosophy. That's BS. It is not the function of philosophy. It is the function of nature, natural law. Y'all got that? New Testament requires a philosophy to escheat you because they have nothing. Genesis chapter 1, mankind, Han Uman, has no right to inherit. That means they have nothing. So they got to brainwash you and then get you to consent to the brainwashing, the escheat, and then they hit you with bills of attainder. And then they create a philosophy to take you to a place in your imagination where they have a right to your stuff and you don't. I'm gonna end it here. Shalom and Islam to the Moors. Support the project. DrYasapa and Zion Law School support the project to write the book of the law in Ibaryath and in English. We'll deal with all of the concepts of natural law, constitutional law, everything. I will remove all of the deceit and deception, all of the mythology, and I'll give you an English version that is not only easy to understand, but it's the truth of what's written there. And not only is it the truth of what's written there, you'll be able to look at the Ibaryath and see it for yourself. All right, you'll be able to look at the source Ibaryath and see it for yourself. So you don't have to believe me. It'll be right there for you in Ibaryath with the etymological meanings, with the English, just like I write in all of my books, right there for you to look at, research, make your own conclusion. Islam to the Moors, I'm DrYasapa. My Cash App and PayPal is in the description area of this video. Y'all get behind me, stand beside me, or stand in front of me, wherever you want to get or stand, support the project. I have a lot of books in the description area of the video. There is a streaming online class that will teach you the basics. And this is a thorough class. It'll teach you the basics of ancient Ibaryath, okay? Now, when I say basics, this is no light stuff. You're gonna get some really, really good stuff in the 113 or 112 videos that make up this class. So you get grammar, parts of speech, okay? You get the Hebrew or Ibaryath paradigm. You get word studies. Y'all got to check it out. Only $10 per month subscription. You can cancel anytime, but I don't think you'll be canceling it. So it's there for you. No excuse. If you want to reclaim your heritage, the ancient Ibaryath, a lot of y'all call it Paleo Hebrew or ancient Hebrew, is right there for you. A streaming class. Everybody's welcome to come. Every Saturday at 10 a.m. to the 506 Curses course, where we go into all of this stuff, but in greater detail. You'll get to see ancient Ibaryath. You'll get to see how the Bible is translated. It's just amazing. You don't have to pay to come. Make sure you read the description area of the registration form, okay? You can come for a couple classes for free, all right? So shalom. And I will see y'all in the next video. But I'm gonna stay here for a minute. I'm gonna try to change the settings here, y'all, before I close out, because usually something happens with, I don't know why this happens, y'all, but the comments don't show up half the time. And I need to figure out if it's me or what the heck, right? Let me see. You know, we put all of this work in, and then the video, you know, then changes are made to it. And you sit there and wonder what the heck happened to the video. All right, y'all, Islam to all the Moors. I'm Dr. Yasapa. I'll see y'all actually in a couple hours with another video.